Boy, what an exciting week of golf, right? So many great things to choose from to kind of talk about in this week's video, right? We could talk about the Pebble Beach Pro-Am, right? Wyndham Clark shooting 60, winning in a 3-day event. But I'm going to go with Jon Rahm, right? $600 million for signing that LIV contract and his LIV Golf debut this week, coming in 3rd place, just missing out on a playoff by a couple shots. But I really like him because I think there's some moves that you're going to see in his golf swing that are going to help you out a ton, right? Just these little things that are hidden in great swings that are so easy to learn and incorporate. I'm going to do a little breakdown first, and then we're going to get to a great drill where you're going to be able to put it in your golf swing. Let's get going.
Let's take a look at this $600 million swing, okay? And I'm going to draw a circle between his arms because I want you to take note. What these great golfers are able to do is they set up some mechanical advantages that are kind of hidden in their golf swing. So have you ever noticed this, how much his elbows actually just squeeze together before the club even moves, right? So his elbows there are moving an inch to 2 closer together before the club even gets taken back. So that's really important because your elbows help to control your wrist conditions. Getting all that set up correctly really sets the stage for an athletic, wound up, right? I'm talking about athletic tension when he gets to the top, right? Your average golfers, you can see the elbows there are just kind of hanging there comfortably. And this gentleman makes just a fine, normal takeaway, but he's not setting up that mechanical advantage, right? You can see the elbows there are pretty separated. Nothing's wrong necessarily at all with what his body's doing. Good turns, good tilts, weight transfer. But when he gets back to the top of his swing, you can see some of the breakdowns starting to occur, not just in his lead elbow, right? That's kind of the obvious one, but his trail elbow, okay? And that starts to affect the position of the club, the center of mass at the top of your swing, and exactly what our elbows are going to be capable of doing on the way down. And remember, the elbows control the wrist. So when you look at Rahmbo here at the top, his body is so wound up. I mean, look at the lines in his shirt here. It looks like he's about ready to rip out of this shirt. Everything is so ready to go to start that downswing, right? We all know he doesn't have a very long backswing, so he's going to get that athletic tension early on in the backswing, right? This gentleman over here starts down, and it's different because of what the elbows and the wrist are doing at the top. When he initiates that downswing, there's not that same stretch. There's not that same athletic tension. And then we're going to start to see the elbows, some of that separation that started just very early on in the takeaway. We're going to start to see some of the aftermath and what's going to occur just before and through impact, right? When Rahm starts down, he's taking that whole structure, and I'm going to show you just in a second here exactly what he's doing in transition. And here's the big key, is the elbows aren't always doing the same thing, right? He was to start, but he's not in transition. So now we see just a totally different look when he gets into the golf ball. When his hands get to right thigh, you can see how much lower his hands are, right? His hands are just a little above the bottom of his shorts here, right? So he's got a very low, very late delivery compared to where we see the amateur golfer here, right? Much higher hands, much more bent elbows. So that really allows him to get his structure, right? We're talking about this right arm, this right wrist, which leads to all that, forward shaft lean. And, for those of you, okay, maybe he's hitting a short iron or what's like, nope, he's hitting a 3-wood right here. Believe it or not, he's hitting a 3-wood with that type of impact position, And not that everybody's going to be able to get to that position exactly, but if we can get a bit closer to that, that would really go a long ways into compressing the ball more.
Hey, it's your coach Zach Allen here, and I hope you're enjoying today's lesson. In all of my years of coaching and studying the golf swing, I've discovered there's only one thing that separates the best ball strikers in the world from the rest of us. I call it the magic move, and you can use it to generate effortless power and consistency in your game. Since I don't have the time in this short video, I've put together a 3-part web class where I show you everything you need to know, nothing held back. I call it my Magic Move training series, and you can get the entire thing free of charge by clicking the link in the description below. You won't find these videos anywhere else, So click the link right now and join the over 100,000 golfers who have already gone through this incredible training. And now, let's jump back into today's lesson.
So stealing a cue there from Jon Rahm, right? Let's get that sensation of our elbows squeezing together, right? And you can see they're coordinated. They're both doing it the same amount. So when we start our golf swing, there's this little sensation of my elbow pockets kind of coming closer together. That gets this whole power package nice and connected. And it's coordinated. They're both doing the same thing. And that's really important because up here at the top, it's mostly just our trail elbow. The lead elbow is doing something totally different. And that's where the magic really starts to happen. But just in the beginning there, a little bit of squeezing like this, it gets this whole thing nice and steady as we go back. And it makes the stuff at the top so much easier. So when we get to the top, most of what's happening here is just in my trail elbow, okay? So my trail elbow is working externally. It's bending my right wrist back, flattening my lead wrist, and that's kind of the club shallowing right there. But right here, as I start my downswing, my left arm is not doing that. It's all in my trail. You see how my left arm is not trying to go in towards my right at all. It's actually just trying to stay up as I start down, and then I'm practicing this magic move here with my trail elbow moving in. You can see the club start to shallow, the club get a little stronger in the face to help me compress the golf ball. That's so important in what actually sets up that really strong delivery position down here, at impact. Most of it's all set up in that very first move. So if we just take little rehearsals there, just working on little things just to get a better sensation of what our elbows are doing so we can kind of take advantage of those wrist conditions and some of those things that are hidden in these great golf swings that aren't in regular golf swings, okay? So just a little work with the elbows and arms will go a long ways to help you hitting the golf ball better.
I hope these things help you out. They've definitely helped my students here in person. If I've ever helped you out in the past, I would love it if you could like or subscribe to my channel. It really helps keep momentum going. It helps people seeing more of my videos. You'll be able to see my videos right when they come out. And if you're really interested in more stuff or more topics that are about shallowing the club, I have a few different ones that relate to other sports, like baseball, like cricket, like hockey. So that video is right here. Go ahead and take a look. They've got thousands and thousands of views. They've already helped tons of golfers start to shallow that center of mass. Have a great day.